Go ahead, Mr. Mathis.
What he has done is taken, combined all of the shots that, remember how we had the bin full of different shots yesterday? He's combined all those into one big clip. So what it'll do is allow you to start going through, and you can clip that clip many times and lay it into sequence. So it's all the clips one after another, but they need to be edited still. So
Yep.
they're just raw footage right now.
So you got your clapboard, you got your action, you got your clapboard,
So three,
So it's everything together.
everything.
right, so you have to clip them and lay them down
Yep.
in the right order.
So you're gonna build this sequence tomorrow. The way that you make a new sequence in your super bin is if you right-click down here in your super bin and you go up to New Sequence.
Then we want you to write your name in there. We're all gonna do one, so.
Okay. Yeah, and then first name, last name, first name, last name. Okay, and then the next, say that that person gets done with their sequence. That sequence is still going to be here, and then you come down here and you'd right-click, new sequence, and then person number two, first name, last name, okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so when you people get in here 5th hour, there's already going to be 3 sequences in here. Leave those alone, and go down here and you right-click, new sequence. Okay. All right, so I'm going to delete those two. Delete. All right, so we're worried about 5th hour. What we're going to do is we're going to start from the very beginning and just build this sequence so you can kind of see what your goal is for tomorrow, your learning target. What's your learning target for tomorrow? I'm going to show you what that is. So we're going to hit play.
Roll.
Kind of sound like Alvin, don't I? I use the arrows on the keyboard. We're going to go mark in. I'm going to hit the L key a whole bunch of times and move them fast, get them in the room. Mark out. That's my first shot. There's 2 ways to get the footage into the timeline. This will be a test question on Monday. The first one is called splice in. The second one is called overwrite. At this point, there's nothing down in my timeline, so it really just does not matter which one I push. So I'm going to hit splice in.
And he just hovers over it, so if you're in doubt, you can do that. It'll tell you the answer.
Yep.
Actually, I think if you hover over any of those buttons, it tells you, right? Like,
Fast menu.
yes, any of like the in and the out, right? If you hover over
Yep.
the ins.
Mark in, mark out, mark clip, clear both marks, fast menu, add edit. Yeah, they're all there.
There's another insert. I'm sorry, that insert.
So I'm going to go get shot number 2. Shot number 2 is all in the same timeline, remember? Okay, so we're going to go get shot number 2. And that's the one where it's closer up.
Oh, those are the boys.
It's right here. So here's our pre-roll. So as your own editor, you'll be making your own decisions as far as editing. Look at Ashley's feet here. Look at Marcus's feet, and you try to find a common foot point so you don't break continuity. Right foot comes forward right there. Mark in. Ashley's right foot comes forward right there. Marcus's foot, pretty good match right there. Right foot forward, right foot forward.
You can almost say like they're like pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's shot 2. Wait for them to go past and mark out. This is shot number 2. We're going to put this in. Remember the difference between splice in and overwrite. Now here's where you need to know the difference. Splice in, if I wanted to come back to this shot right here, this little chunk right here, I would hit splice in on this piece. Okay? So what that's going to do is it's going to push this piece over. If I had no desire to come back to this shot right here, then I would hit overwrite. So splice in saves your footage. Splice in saves your footage. Overwrite covers over the top of it. Okay, so I'm going to hit splice in. And just for today's activity, we're just going to cut this off a little bit. As soon as they exit frame, I'm going to mark in and mark out. I'm going to get rid of this shot because I want to go back to them actually going into the room. So what I've done is I've put a mark in, I've put a mark out. It's highlighted in blue. If I didn't want to take out the video, I would deselect video, and all I would be doing right there is taking out audio. If I wanted to leave the video and take out the audio, or take out the video and leave the audio, I would deselect your audio so that your audio isn't selected, and then I could hit lift. It gets rid of your video. Control Z undoes that. If I want to lift the whole thing, make sure that these three are selected. This block is highlighted, and if I hit lift, it's going to create that black gap, remember? I don't want the black gap, so I would hit extract. Any questions on that little move? Extract and lift, two big tools that you're going to have to know how to do.
Are those ones like up in the corner the same thing?
Up in the corner.
Right there?
Here,
Yeah.
extract, lift. Yep, so what I could do, Control Z. So if I hit lift, yep.
All right.
Yeah, because remember this record window and the timeline are connected. They coincide with one another. So extract. So I could do it down here, or I could do it up there. Sometimes kids get confused with splice in and with extract because both buttons are yellow. So don't get confused. One is pointing up and one is pointing to the right. So don't get confused with that.
How do they get confused?
Say what?
How do they get confused?
Because they're both yellow, and they think that they are the same tool. So that's all right. Sometimes kids make mistakes. All right, so we're going forward. They get inside the room. Now we're going to make that edit where they're actually going into the room. So we're going to go get our next piece of video. Come around the corner. Ashley is almost in the room, so I'm going to put a mark in. Sometimes I'll put a mark in on my record side first. Sometimes I'll put a mark in on my next shot first. I don't know. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's how you want to do it as an editor. So right now, Ashley is in front of the door. I'm going to hit mark in, and I'm going to put her in the same spot in this shot, in this angle. So she's right next to the door, right there. I'm going to push mark in. And I'm going to put a mark out on this shot also. Play. Get them into the room, mark out. So that's one shot. Now, I know that I don't want to come back to this hallway shot, so I'm going to hit overwrite. Does anybody know why I'm going to hit overwrite here next? Yep. So I'm going to hit overwrite. It's going to get rid of everything. Very quick shot. Oops. All right. Okay, they go into that room. I go get the next shot.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, recording. Roll 9, scene 5, take 1. And 5, 4, 3.
Find the point where the hand comes in, mark it in, and then find the, see how, so I did that? Now, I don't know, sometimes I switch back and forth, and sometimes I'll put my mark in on my raw footage first, and so I don't know, it kind of varies. It's totally up to you how you want to do that. Here's our continuity error. She's reaching with her left hand, and in this shot, she's reaching with her right hand. So one way to get rid of that is to go forward on this. Cover the door handle. Oh wait, no, we were going this way. Before she reaches with any hand, I get her in motion right there. So now at this point, we have no clue which hand she's going to reach with. Okay, so we're going to trick the audience. Mark it in, and then give her that walking room here. Back her up a little bit.
And you're just hitting the arrow keys to go one frame at a time, correct?
Yep. So I'm hitting this button right here. Mark it in. Get him into the room. mark it out, and then we'll put an overwrite in. So some of the, when you start editing your piece tomorrow, some of the things that you and your group should be looking for is like inconsistencies in your editing. So knowing that Ashley is right there, oops, let me go back here a little bit.
Are we gonna use the same video?
Yeah, this is the video you'll be editing. So knowing that Ashley is right there, it's going to take her about a second and a half to get there. This next edit that I'm going to do, this is a blatantly obvious mistake. Okay, so when you're watching your other two that are editing tomorrow, look out for one another, because sometimes edits like this might happen. Watch. 3. Okay, so I'll take out that 3. 3. Mark out. Mark in, mark out. I want to get rid of that, so I'm going to hit lift. This is not the correct answer because we would have a gap. Oh, no.
Dramatic pause.
Extract. Extract would be the one.
Well, you can press both, so
We could.
I just had a two-step process.
So these are the types of things that I would be looking for when you're editing, making these mistakes. This is a silly mistake. It's just a matter of timing. Walking forward, when you cut to the next shot, you should be able to anticipate when that door is going to open. Okay, that would need to be tightened up. So by tightening that shot up, it would mean that we would mark it out and then mark it in. You find your little L's here. This is the end of that scene. This is the beginning of that scene. I'm just hitting the left and right arrow on the keyboard. Mark in, mark out. It's highlighted in blue. I hit extract this time because I want to combine these two clips together. Is he sleeping? Michael, are you sleeping? Am I boring you? Am I putting you to sleep?
You know why? Because it still has that area marked.
Is my computer down on there, on the floor? Is it on your foot? Do you have like a TV in your shoe? Michael, you gotta go to bed, man. Time to go to bed at night. All right, we're going to lift. I can talk louder, but I'll have to bring down the YouTube broadcast a little bit. If I hit lift, what will happen?
It'll just make it black.
It will make it black. Do we want a dramatic pause here? No, we don't. Even though I lifted it, I can still go back. You notice that the mark in and mark out is still there. I can still go to extract, and then I can extract it. Perfect. Look at that. Yeah, nice edit, Tauchi. Okay, next shot. Next shot. Moving on. Teach you guys how to edit a title today and put in some other things.
Roll 9, scene 6, take 1.
And 5, 4, 3.
Okay, the door opens. We're going to cut on that action. Door opens right there. Mark it in. The door is opening right there. You know what? I'm gonna let the door open just a tiny bit, just to establish that the door is opening. So I have to get this shot the same on this shot. Bring it open a little bit and mark it in. That's pretty close. You think? Shut the door. Mark it out. Mark in, that's where I want the next shot. Do I want to come back to this?
No, because you already marked the out on the other side, right?
Say it again?
You don't need to mark it out on the right side because you already marked one on the left, correct?
Yep. So you don't have to put a mark out on here, on this side, right? Actually, I strongly discourage that unless you're trying to make tight edits. If you've got a whole entire 3-minute project done, and you can't go over the top of the next incoming piece of video, then make your out point. But I hardly ever put an out point down on my timeline. So overwrite.
Does good.
All right, I think there's one more shot on here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Recording. Roll 9, scene 7, take 1. And 5, 4, 3,
door shutting.
Why did you do that one as like the last one?
So then you don't see them faces looking at the camera. Is that why you did it?
Yeah, just as another shot, just to see if you could line this up. So I've got my mark in and guesstimating the door
Plus, I
right
like
there.
how- You guys see how it kind of frames the scene better than just hanging on one shot? Think how that breaks that up really nicely. You guys watch a movie, you never see it all in one shot. It doesn't hardly ever hold on one shot.
Another thing I'm going to do, I don't want the audio to change here. I want the audio to stay inside the room. So I'm going to keep this audio down on my timeline, and I'm just going to do a video insert. So I'm going to take off my audio. A1 and A2 are off. And I'm just going to put the door in because video 1 is selected here. So overwrite that. And there's where the edit point is. They enter.
Matches pretty well.
It does. All right, now we're going to dissolve. Show you how to do a I think that was the last one, right?
Yep.
No, there's sound, so.
We got to put the sound in. All right. Okay, so we've kind of built the basic background to what I want you to do tomorrow. What questions do you have? Splice in and overwrite. Okay. What questions can I add about splice in and overwrite? Which is which? Okay. Let me go Control Z. I'll take out this last shot. A1 and A2 are selected. V1 is selected. We have our mark in. We have our door shutting. You can see that our two actors, Ashley and Marcus, are just standing there. We need to decide if, quiet please, we need to decide if we're going to come back to this boring shot. Ashley's looking at the camera. The cameras shouldn't be there. Marcus is just hanging out, waiting for 305 to hit. It's really a dead shot. We don't want to come back to it. So what I want to do is I want to cover over the top of it. And if I want to cover over the top of a shot and I don't want to see the rest of this where Marcus is just hanging out, Ashley's looking at the camera, I want to hit overwrite. Because overwrite, what that's going to do, it's going to cover over the top of this shot. It's going to cover it. It's going to get rid of it. It's going to send it to digital space, and you'll never see that shot ever again. Overwrite covers over the top of it. So overwrite, Ashley and Marcus are now gone. All you have is just the door shutting, end of movie. Overwrite got rid of it. Overwrite got rid of it. So if you can remember, overwrite gets rid of stuff, you are going to get an A on that question. Questions on overwrite? Now I'm going to do splice in. I'll answer your question here in a second. I did edit undo. Now I'm back to Ashley's looking at the camera. Marcus is waiting for 305. Okay? I do not want to go back to this shot. Don't want it. However, you've made a decision to hit splice in. This door shot is going to go in next. And you've hit splice in. Splice in saves. Think S. Splice, the word splice starts with an S. What else starts with S? Save. Splice, save. Splice, save. Put those two together. Splice in saves. Splice in saves. Overwrite starts with an O. Overwrite doesn't save because it doesn't start with an S. Splice in saves. Splice in saves. Splice in saves. So if I hit splice in, it's going to save this shot. And Ashley's going to be looking at the camera, and Marcus is going to be waiting to 305. Splice it in. Splice it in. The door shuts. Boom. Oh, crap. What's this? It's Ashley looking at the camera, and Marcus is waiting for 305. Splice in saved the shot. It did not get rid of it. Make sense? Yeah. All right. Splice in and overwrite. I'm going to hit overwrite. Get rid of that shot. Next. Another question.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
You have a question?
No.
Oh, I said next question.
Oh.
If anybody had a question.
I thought you said Nick.
No. I said next question. Sorry.
I thought you said Nick.
So if you like,
Nick.
What
Next, Nick.
What do you want to put,
Say my name, say-
voiceover, that voiceover?
The voiceover in. All right, to put the voiceover in, we'll have you doing that tomorrow too. Anywhere down on your timeline. Anywhere down on your timeline. Shh. Anywhere down on your timeline. Right click. Anywhere down on your timeline. Do not go to stereo. When you go up to new audio track, do not go to stereo because you'll mess everything up. We put in 2 mono tracks for audio. Right click, new audio track, mono.
Isn't that just control U?
So however you want to do that. Okay, right click, new audio track, mono.
Or control U? Or is that
It's control U, yes.
Yep, you like keystrokes. that's
Yep,
the way-
control U. So if you wanted to have it look like Mr. Mathis's project, we got 15 audio tracks there. That's
99 if you want.
yeah, I think we could do 99 audio tracks. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that audio of them walking, and we kind of have to find that. We've got our garbage cans right here.
Roll 9, scene 3, take 1.
And ready in 5.
4, 3,
There's where the beginning starts. One little trick that I always use, it's the same thing in Final Cut 2, when you hit play.
Dude, I cannot believe how much.
When you hit the space bar and you hit the J key to go backwards, if your quick trigger finger on your space bar, if you go backwards in time, when your person stops talking backwards, that's when you hit the space bar. And now I'm at the beginning of that audio. Let me show you one more time.
Dude, I cannot believe how much.
Okay? I got to find the beginning of that. So hit the J key to go backwards and hit the space bar. You kind of have to practice that a couple times. All right, so we're going to hit mark in.
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're going to be getting.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
I mean, like,
It's spring already. It looks pretty Minnesota. Yeah, it's snowman. Oh, yeah, that one looks snowman. Yeah, have you seen that movie yet, Frozen? Yeah, it's a really movie. I have one of the songs, actually. Oh, really? I haven't got that CD yet. I think I should. Yeah. Come on. What?
We do the cut.
yeah.
Okay, that's where the conversation ends.
But don't we want to like have it? Oh, never mind. Do that later.
What was your question?
Like when they like come through the door, you don't see their mouth moving. Don't you want to stop it earlier than that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of tweaking on that. But for right now, I know that their conversation ends right there because I hear myself saying cut.
5, 4, 3, cut.
Right there, cut. I'm gonna hit J to go backwards. There's cut backwards, and I'm gonna hit mark out. All right, so now these 2 handles right here, A1 and A2. Okay, raw footage, fifthhour.mov. This audio is already set. We don't want to cover over the top of it. Okay, we want to add more audio, and we've added more audio tracks. We're going to point down audio 2 down to audio 4, and audio 1 down to audio 3.
And you're clicking and dragging the mouse.
Yep,
Yes.
clicking and dragging. Yep,
Are you able
Nick.
to turn the audios on the left side off too, or no? Are you able to like click them and turn them off like the other? Off?
Yep, I can shut them all off.
Okay.
Shut them off, except for the one you're working with. That's always a good way to do it.
Yep. Yeah, when you're gonna insert video or audio onto audio 3 and 4, these handles off to the side also have to be highlighted. Okay.
What are those like?
These are called handles.
Oh, okay.
They're audio 1 and audio 2 handles. This is a video handle. Remember in Mr. Mathis's project when he had 7 layers of video? If we had 7 layers of video, we'd have to do the same thing and point that up to layer 7 or layer 6 or whatever. But for right now, we want to put in that audio voiceover right here over the walking. So let me do an audio edit. I'm going to hit overwrite. Uh-oh. Okay, let me show you what happened here.
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're going to be getting.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
I mean,
Anybody notice what I did wrong?
Forgot to unclick the video.
Very good, Morgan. Okay, when I did that overwrite, I did not click off video 1, so I'm going to go up to edit, and I'm going to undo, overwrite. And you have to shut off your video 1 and then do your overwrite.
Boom.
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're gonna be getting.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
I mean, like
50 degrees.
it's spring already, like spring in Minnesota.
Yeah, build a snowman.
Oh yeah, I want to build a snowman.
Snowman. That's nice.
Yeah, have you seen that movie yet?
That's nice.
Right there. Okay, the rest of this audio footage I want to get rid of. I'm going to hit mark in. I'm going to hit mark out.
Will be the
And
best way to get rid of it.
But dude, that's like when we started
Extract,
frozen.
or whatever.
If you don't have anything else on that later in the sequence that you need, extract would work just fine. If you did have something else, let's say you had music down the line later,
You have to find where you,
where would you?
select where you really want.
Well, no, there's another way to do it without disturbing what's down the line.
So I put more audio down the line.
So,
Let's say this little chunk right here, everybody. This little chunk of audio right here has to stay in that spot because it's synchronized. It's a piece of sound effect for the door. It's a creaking door, okay? And that cannot move. But I have to get rid of
Snowman.
the rest of the audio,
That's nice.
Yeah, have you seen that movie?
That's nice.
okay? So I want to get rid of it from right there. So I go mark,
so the answer, who said it?
Ryan.
mark in, mark out. Anything that's highlighted. Now if I hit extract, what's going to happen with my creaking door sound effect?
Gonna move forward.
It's going to move to the left, right? Watch. Extract. Okay, now the door is right here. Now that audio piece moved because I hit extract. Remember how I said extract will pull it pulls things over? Okay, so let's go to edit, undo extract. The goal is to keep this right here. So if I hit lift, it doesn't touch that spot.
Yeah, it still gets rid of the audio.
Yep.
Snowman's nice.
And you can hear there's 4 tracks of audio going. There's the conversation, which is happening down here. Then you hear, when they're done talking, then you're still going to hear them walking a little bit.
Snowman's nice.
That sound, which means natural sound.
Now let's say I wanted to keep the audio going right up till the point where they exit the frame. Okay? So opening up our scale bar here, I want to get it all the way over to, let's put it right there before we see their mouth. Okay? So this little red arrow tool right here, it's called segment mode lift / overwrite. If I push that and I have my cursor where I want that out point, if I click and I drag this over right there, remember what happens if they're not synchronized? See how they're not on the same exact frame? They're off by 2 frames. There's going to be an echo. Let's listen to the echo.
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're gonna be getting.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
I mean, like it's spring already, like spring in Minnesota.
Yeah, build a snowman.
Oh yeah, I want to build a snowman.
That's good for like memories. Like if you're
Yeah?
trying to do memories.
It's true. So now to fix that, we would take we still have our red arrow tool. If you don't have the red arrow tool, you can't grab it. So you have to click on that and then push it over. You got to make sure that they line up though right there on that edit point. Okay? Questions on that? The biggest mistake that kids will make, or that students will make, is they won't zoom in to that little section. They'll just eyeball it and they'll go, that's about right. Yep, perfect. And they won't do that quick zoom in on that finite piece. You got to have them both lining up like that. Okay? And if I undo, 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 now they're in sync again. Let me show you how to EQ stuff. Right now, if you look at your VU meter, if you watch it, you don't want any audio in the yellow.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice.
It means your audio is too loud. It means it's going to be distorted when it airs. Here's how you EQ your audio. We're going to go up to Tools. We're going to go up to Tools. We're going to go to Audio Mixer. All right, this is our little digital audio mixer right here. We can have, let's go to number of panes, Morgan. I know you're going to love this. If you have 100 tracks of audio, you can bring, I'm not sure if you can bring up 100 tracks of digital audio here, but audio track 3 and 4, we use AVID for radio broadcasting as well. So when students are doing their radio projects, we can go into their 10 tracks of audio and EQ all their stuff. All right, so track 3 and 4, their audio is way, way too loud. So track 3 and 4, here's audio 1, here's audio 2, audio 3, and audio 4. We're going to bring these two down, and watch what happens if I do not do this special little tool. Okay, watch my mouse. If I grab this one and I bring it down to, let's say, -9. Now I got to do the exact same thing on track 4. I want to go down to -9.
Couldn't you just type it in? Like, couldn't you just double click?
Yep, you can, but I'm going to show you another way too. So they're both down at -9. Here's a little quicker way. There's a little button called group up on top of each one. Audio 1 has it, audio 2 has it, 3 has it, 4 has it. So audio 3 and 4 have the same audio, correct?
Yep.
If I click group and group, if I move one, they both move together.
Since like,
If you click all 4, then that one would start where it is, and you can move all 4 at once too.
Yep.
So let's say you have, but if you started those lower, let's say on the right,
It still keeps.
it would still keep the same ratio. Exactly.
Which is really nice sometimes.
Yep.
So let's play this back and see if I got the right one.
Yep.
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're going to be getting.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
It's still in the yellow, so I got to bring it down a little bit more.
So like we did radio, right?
What do you say, minus
Pardon me?
14 is our
Like we
peak
did
there?
radio.
Yep. What, Ms. Mathis?
We like minus 14 to be our peak or so, somewhere in there?
It looks like -15.
No, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
I mean, like it's
Let's bring it down just a tiny bit more.
spring already, like spring in Minnesota.
Yeah, build snowman.
And then the nice thing about this digital audio mixer is it remembers every single audio command that you give it. So this one is at -15, and then this raw footage, this one, sometimes it goes away if you click off of it. You just got to go back up to Tools, Audio Mixer, Audio 1 and Audio 2. Let's say you want to bring the audio down on 1 and 2. If you, watch this, if you gang these two together and you don't ungang these two, if you try to adjust the sound level on this one, what do you think is going to happen to these two? It's going to move with it. So if you don't take those down, they're all going to move. So be careful about that. Control Z undoes that. So let's deselect those. These two are selected. We bring that down.
what is like the little thing at the top, like no, like the little like thing, it looks like in the corner or whatever.
Where?
And,
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
This is panning. So if you want to pan the sound to the, oh wait.
Another speaker.
like, depending on like.
So what side of the speaker doing on, like just the left speaker or just the right speaker?
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're going to be getting.
I know, it's just like, come on, give me nice weather.
I mean, like it's
Actually, you know what?
Wait, is that gain at the top?
This one?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I think it's panning actually. I've never used that before. I've never had to use it.
Just
You
controls
mean like
what
left, right?
what
Mid-
speaker comes out of. Like if,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
right now it's just going to come out of the left.
Left, right, and then middle. Yep. Okay. Yes, question.
Is there a graphic equalizer where you can control the different frequencies?
Probably. Right now, I don't want to confuse too many people, so we're just doing that right now. Okay. Other questions you have before I show you how to make a graphic? To shut the audio mixer, hit the red X. Dissolving in. We'll deselect everything except for video 1, audio 1, and audio 2. When you push quick transition is the 5th tool over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick transition. I don't want it on these. We're going to go centered on cut. How many frames are in 1 second?
30.
Okay, 30. A 30 frame dissolve centered on the cut. Here's what that will look like. We're going to go add and render. So right now your sequence goes to black. And if you watch the right side monitor, it's going to fade up. Fades in.
Dude, I cannot believe how much snow we're going to be getting.
Okay, and then we want to fade at the very end of this.
Yeah, like snowman.
Oh.
We're gonna get rid of that audio. How do I get rid of this audio right here?
Select it.
How?
Mark in and pull out.
I want to go to 3 and 4, deselect 1, 2, and video 1.
Or you can do select clip.
Say what?
Or you can go to it and select clip.
Go to it and select clip like that.
I think it's like that button.
Oh, this one? Yes. That would be the quick way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Mark the clip. 3 and 4 are selected, and then hit extract or lift. Does it matter?
Not this one.
No.
What's this one?
Okay, it's gone.
Wait, there's 2 purple things.
2 purple things. Those are the dissolve that we just added like 7 seconds ago.
I missed that.
That's all right.
That little thing that looks like a pill.
Where?
It's like
That?
No, it's like up in the.
A pill.
It's like a little dot.
Where?
Oh, you're talking about the little.
No, down. Like it's on the mustard thing, whatever it's called.
I don't know. I want to show you how to do dissolve here quick.
That one right there.
Where? Point to it. That?
Over like $3.
That red one.
That one, yeah.
It's called a marker.
Marker.
And what that will do is if we want to add a marker, we can say audio, voice, over, and then it will remember that little spot. Like if there's a certain point of the film that you want to mark, that's what those are for. Okay? All right, dissolving out at the end.
You do the same thing?
The 5th tool over, quick transition. There's also ending at cut. There's centered on cut. Ending at cut, centered on cut, and starting at cut. We'll talk more about those later. We'll put in a 15 frame dissolve, add and render.
2, 1, cut.
We included our post roll. Control Z, undo. Get rid of the end, mark in, mark out, extract. Put our dissolve back in, 5th tool over, ending at cut, add and render. Fades out. Can you what? Morgan, what?
I just was wondering if you could make it slower.
Yes, you can. All right, you guys will be doing this sequence tomorrow. And then save your sequence.